Hello everyone, welcome to my The Real Housewives of Atlanta official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Police bodycam footage of Kim Zolciak and her estranged husband Kroy Biermann's nasty verbal brawl is now public. Biermann yells at the 45-year-old former Real Housewives of Atlanta actress in November brawl video before authorities break it up. In the tape, obtained by TMZ on Wednesday, the 38-year-old former NFL quarterback accuses his divorced wife of being a narcissist, and he even exclaims that she has been ******ing other men. The video footage shed light on the yelling match, which prompted one of the couple's 4 youngest children to contact 911. Biermann complains about his ex and insults her to a police officer, and he cannot settle down until law enforcement comes. The bodycam video begins with an officer arriving at the couple's Milton, Georgia home, which they listed for $6 million in October to avoid foreclosure. He walks quickly to the home's garage, where Kroy is leaning in toward the driver's side window of a white Range Rover, while Kim sits with the lights on. Biermann says, "We're just having a disagreement," when the officer asks what's wrong. He raises his hands and declares the dispute is about ******ing life when asked. He repeats, "It's destroyed," swinging his arms. When the officer, flustered by Kroy's tone, inquired what caused the altercation, the former athlete blamed her incapacity to handle problems, or confront them, or do anything. At the time, the two were standing in the middle of the drive, near to where Kim was parked, but the cop began going back and urged Biermann to accompany him. "Why?" shot out the annoyed reality star, as the police stated that he wanted them to discuss away from Zolciak. "I don't want her to start yelling at you and have a full dispute," he stated, though Kim had yet been seen or heard on the bodycam clip. Kroy took 2 steps forward before pointing at the Range Rover and screamed, "It's nothing but an act. It's all a bunch of bulls *******. He clarified that he was referring to whatever Zolciak does. "I'm not doing this," he said, gesturing toward the police officer and evidently implying that he didn't want to unravel months' worth of conflicts in the moment. "This is egotistical behavior. I'm not doing this," he replied, while Kim could be heard shouting inaudibly from her vehicle. Then Kroy appeared to get irritated that the officer was even on the scene. "There's nothing to do. You shouldn't even be here." "Who called you?" he said while swinging his arms up and down. "Your kids," the officer said, adding that it was presumably someone inside the house, but he didn't indicate which child had made the request for help. "What kid?" Kroy responded, before adding that he and Kim had been outside the whole time. When the officer tried to get Kroy to explain why he was getting so warm, he didn't turn down the temperature at all, but instead repeated, "Because our life is destroyed." He then waited for a couple seconds with his eyes wide and his mouth hanging open while he held his arms spread straight out to his sides. "What don't you understand?" he questioned aggressively. "There's no money. There's no house. We're getting divorced one day. We're not the next. She's *******ing other men. What do you want?" he continued yelling as his voice sounded increasingly harsh. After the agitated officer advised him to calm down, Biermann shouted, "Calm down. I don't have a ******ing life." He continued ranting and began pacing, forcing the officer to tell him to cool down again. After a cut in the video, Biermann is no longer seen, however it's unknown where he went. The officer then walks back to the Range Rover to acquire Kim's account on the night's shouting match. "He's just been shouting at me for, 2 hours like a crazy person," Kim stated as she started to weep. "I simply said I wanted to seek a divorce. I just wanted it to be over," she added as she wiped at her eyes with her hands. She went on to accuse Kroy of not allowing her leave this morning, stating that the gate to the driveway had broken, forcing one to physically open it, but she alleged Kroy stood in front of it and barred her from leaving. She stated that she had all these videos of that supposed encounter. Kim said she'd eventually escaped out of the gate, on foot, and stated she was walking down the street in RHOA when she proceeded to call for help in hopes that her neighbors might intervene. She accused Kroy of following her and screaming in her ear and grabbing on the back of her robe as she tried to get away. "I psychologically and physically and emotionally cannot handle this any longer," she informed the officer while burying her face with her hands. She stated Kroy tried to prevent their children from seeing the disagreement by instructing them to go out of the house when they were arguing indoors, before reportedly telling them to get back in the home as soon as she tried to walk outside where they were. Then Kim claimed that she was sitting in her car with the window down because it was the one place where she felt secure. She stated she had been talking to one of their sons via the window, but then Kroy had reportedly interceded and pushed his arm in the way to prevent her from closing the driver's side window. But the talk was stopped when Zolciak asked what Biermann was doing and remarked that he was yelling. The officer indicated he was chatting with another cop, but then he started walking toward where Biermann was again losing his temper. He started sprinting as soon as the shouts from the front entry of the property became more loud. Biermann could then be seen disputing with 3 other cops, who were accompanied by a K9 unit, in the foyer, while other voices that sounded as if they belonged to youngsters could be heard shouting indistinctly in the background. "Sir, I did not give you clearance to be in my home," the Don't Be Tardy actor stated, adding, "I know my rights." But one of the other police, visibly angry, instructed him to stop talking and explained, "We're here for a valid cause, to investigate a domestic violence problem." Kroy tried to interject that the individual is outside, evidently hinting that there couldn't be an issue if that was the case, but the officer continued, "Your kids are the ones that called. I need to talk to them." Kroy then stated he could bring them outside, but again insisted the officers didn't have the permission to be in his home. Part of the video cuts out then, but the cops look to have been able to speak with the children. Bodycam footage from another office shows him heading back out to speak to Kim, presumably as the others were dealing with Kroy in the house. She was now standing next to her SUV with a bottle of water and some of her items placed on the hood while she took a phone call. The officer asked for her side of the dispute again, and she hurriedly told the person on the other end of the line that she would call them back. The officer maintained that the children indicated mother and her estranged husband had been bickering, and he said one of the male children said he felt he witnessed something become violent, before the officer said it sounded to him as if Kroy was merely attempting to put his hand out to separate them. Kim didn't seem to insinuate that Kroy had hurt her, but instead stretched her arm out and mimed her ex supposedly trying to stop her from leaving through their gate. She stated that she got free and strolled down the road in her bathrobe, which she said made her appear like an idiot. She claimed Kroy was screaming, "I don't care if asterisk 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 about the neighbors, you idiot asterisk 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 asterisk." "He was shouting in my ears," she continued as she started to sob again. "He doesn't want the divorce. That's the problem," Kim stated, although it was Kroy who initially filed for divorce. Although it was only briefly stated in the tape, the officer also seemed to reference a complaint about Biermann removing Zolciak's jewelry. "So y'all were arguing over the jewelry tonight?" he began, but Kim said, No, he stole the stuff. I just had to let it go," she added. In recent weeks, the reality star has been putting up her expensive clothes and accessories for sale to her Instagram admirers for several $100s a pop, and she has even listed some of Biermann's designer sneakers, although it's unclear if she has attempted to sell jewelry on Instagram. "I said, I don't want to have a conversation," she continued. "I just want a divorce. I don't want to do this, just leave me alone." Then she explained for the officer that it was Kroy who reportedly didn't want the divorce. "This person that I'm dealing with right now is not the same person that I married," she said through tears, "so it's been hard for me to make a decision because it's so painful." A final Bodycam film showed Kroy back out on the driveway, which was substantially darker without the illumination from Kim's headlights. He still seemed furious as he spoke to one of the cops that he had been disputing about over entering his home, but he was clearly more calm than he was during the height of the conflict, and he lowered his voice. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.